Peace, peace, peace. You see dead people, I see divergences. We are not the same. I hope everybody's having a beautiful day. Snowy as hell today in New England. Whatever. Beach house or death. Beach house or death. Let's get into it. Bitcoin fell back into a possible ascending triangle. You don't want to see a retest. Break down again and retest and go. We need to make a higher low than 90K. That would be ideal. We don't know what's going to happen, and we can't act like we know what's going to happen. Just like I couldn't act like that was a 100% retest. It was a possible retest because it was retesting, but sellers got control of this asset. We still made a high, a low, a higher high, and a possible higher low. Start falling below 90K, we'll talk about it. I have it plotted on another chart here. Here. As a rising wedge, rising channel. You know, we're kind of at the heart line. You have previous price history reacting to this inflection point many times, and you know, you don't know what's going to happen. We got some news, I guess. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. The charts put you ahead of the news, in my opinion. All this is my opinion. None of it is fact until it actually happens. Let's go on to Ethereum. You know, we tried to hold. So far, we haven't. If Bitcoin sneezes, alts get wrecked. Ethereum's holding up pretty good right now. Happy about that. Although I would love a chance to buy some more. If you know, you know. But we're just waiting. Stock market's closed today. So, all we can do is wait and see what happens. We don't want to start seeing breakdowns. And, you know, it's very hard to read the crypto market right now. The metals are where the money is at. Let's move on. ETHBTC still on that 200. Waiting for some follow through, but it just feels like there's less market participants in the market, the crypto market. That means it's me and you trading against each other along with bots. And if you're not better than a bot, you think you're going to win often? Let's move on. Let's go to stablecoin dominance. Yesterday afternoon, Sunday, Monday, baby. You can't make it up. We got a big boy move on the 1 hour. In 2 hours, stablecoin dominance ran 5% almost, 4.5%. It's big. That's why we saw a move to the downside. That's okay. Markets go up, markets go down. Could be at a resistance, at a supply line. But again, this is a lagging indicator. The move happens first and this adjusts after. It's not real time. It's close, but it's not real time. You didn't have an edge. There was no divergence. You just had convergence, as you can see. A low and a lower low, a low and a lower low. That's convergence, convergence. They are converging. Divergence are when they are not. Learn them. You see dead people, I see divergences. We are not the same. I might put that on a t-shirt. Bitcoin dominance, nice little pump yesterday. Same hours. Yeah, close. Right here. Same couple hours, 1, 2. A lot of money flowed into Bitcoin. more money flowed into stable coins. You don't want to see a Bitcoin dominance pump alone. It can wreck the market. Things are very interesting right now with ETHBTC trending a little upwards. You know, we're just riding that 200, waiting on that follow through. It's not certain. We don't know what's going to happen. All we can do is react to what happens. That goes with life too. Things are going to happen to you in life. Who cares? Get over it. Move on. If you react to a situation better, things will turn out a little better. Let's look at Monero, kid. Watch your step, kid. So far we got a 618. That is a 61.8% retrace from low to high. It pulled back 61.8%, at least at the line. You don't start making higher highs than 800. Assume we're going to start making lower lows, lower highs for a little while. Although news can come out, create demand, create the herd mentality. Social engineering attack. Those are some words. That'll create herd mentality. Fear, greed, herd mentality. That's what runs a market. It's what drives a market. If you can counter trade your emotions and be fearful when everybody else is greedy, meaning if you can sell when everybody else is buying the top, you'll do well. It's not easy. It is mastering self. When everybody was freaking out because Monero was at $800, that's greed kicking in. Well, if you can learn to short greed, you'd be up 30% without leverage. But leverage is gambling. IMO. We'll see what happens. There's always another opportunity if you know how to spot them. Let's go into the, let's look at total real quick. You know, we fell back into this ascending triangle and we need that higher high to come in. We need to, just like Bitcoin, we need a higher high. Pretty simple. Start to drop below, get a little scary. So far, we still have convergence. You see, you have a high and a higher high here. And you have a high and a higher high here. They are the same. They are converging. Convergence. TA works if you know how to read the charts. It's my job to try to show you when you're one of the few to land on your feet. What do you do to make ends meet? Teach. DXY. What a drop. You have possible hidden bearish divergence. Right there. Let me show you how we get that. You got a high and a lower high. And here on the indicator, you have a high and a higher high. They are pointing at each other. That is hidden bearish divergence. That is implying a continuation of the trend, which is a high, low, high. On the macro, that is a possible lower high until it isn't. You would need to see this come up above for it to not be hidden bearish divergence. However, momentum can come into the market and you can start seeing these to start building again. You know, we don't know what's going to happen. This is the DXY. The strength of the dollar matters. It's manipulation season and our economy is very interesting at the moment. I am not an economist, but I am capable of critical thinking. something is afoot. ES1, you had a rising wedge, 68% chance of a breakdown. It broke down, it retested here, and yesterday afternoon when the futures opened, for now, it is what it is. Not trying to predict, because predicting is just going to get you wrecked. You want to learn to find places to manage risk appropriately. So basically, if you were to short the ES1 for educational purposes, you have your high, right? Then the sellers couldn't reach it, right? They break above it. They can't hold it. They try to hold it. It's just not happening. You could have shorted it with a stop loss right there. Clearly, the buyers are exhausted for a little while. You never know what's going to happen. Your measured move is roughly where it broke down. 666, I don't like that. Put it alert here. That would be probably the measured move. Things can reverse fast as well. You could see that. We don't know. One day at a time, one piece of data at a time. Let's go to the Russell 2Gs. Gap down below the heart line. Start to see follow through. Things could get ugly. Trade setups will not play out if this stuff starts really correcting. 10%, 15%. I mean, where would this be if it dropped 10%? It's a long way down, dude. So that's why trade setups, you need to manage your risk appropriately. Proper position sizes, always. Especially when the index funds are trending upward, as long as they have been. US 30, Dow futures. I mean, the 4 hour told the tale. Class exaggerated bearish divergence. You have the same high right here, bottom left. You have the same high on the price action, and on the indicators you're making lower highs. So you have the same high and lower highs. That's exaggerated bearish divergence. Possible till it plays out. Well, it's starting to play out. It could be invalidated once it gets above this old high. But for now, we're below it. And we're trying to retest right here. Pretty much right there, but not perfect. But you see how what was resistance becomes support. You have resistance. You have resistance. Break it. Support. 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 Should I just leave it there? We don't want to see a breakdown. That would be bad. Okay. Nasty Nas. I mean, this is very concerning as well. Four times. The buyers cannot break that level with follow through. We're going to see what happens. The markets are going to open tonight. I don't think Asia celebrates Martin Luther King. Maybe they do. Be kind of funny. Anyway. Let's see here. You don't want to see it lose this level. I mean, it's at the 0.5, so it made an 886 pretty much from swing high to swing low. Made an 886 pretty much. 786, 886. That's the deep value areas. You see 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, you could short with a stop loss right there, and maybe you'll see some serious follow through. Nasty Nas. Dow futures, same thing. Let's go to the metals. See what gold is doing. Well, you had possible bearish divergence, but these metals are so hot. This is probably going to run to another level. When divergences don't play out, you're going to see next level moves. The oscillators just needed to reset a little bit. Okay. And yeah, metals strong, very, very strong. Silver, same idea, possible bearish divergence. Positive momentum building on the MACD again, moving average convergence divergence indicator. I know I pointed out the demand right here at $86. I mean, it's very strong, very, very strong. I don't see why we wouldn't see 100, maybe even higher. Those are your upside Fibonacci extension targets, fib extensions. See how I got them? Take your fib tool from the old swing high to the swing low. This looks like the C word crash. And you just drag it from the top to your swing low. And it gives you some extensions. If silver was where gold was, it would be here. 170, 180. We don't know that it's going to get there, but it feels like a metals alt season. Gold starts, everything follows. Palladium looks like it's just getting started. Above the 200 weekly. Massive demand line going back to August. Put an alert on that. Oh, I had one. Great minds think alike. Platinum futures, you get a major bull flag. I don't see why this wouldn't break out. Here are your upside targets. Fibonacci. Being above 23. Very good. Owing me money, that's very bad. Tuco. Again, how do you get the fib extension targets? Take your fib tool. You go from swing high, swing low. There are your targets. If platinum was where gold was, we'd be 76 to 8,000. Moving on. Copper. Chester copper pot. And they all feel the same. Swing high, swing low. Major breakout watch. I have alerts set. We'll see what happens. We're going to be here. We love it. What else is there to do on a snowy day? Roughneck inspected deck. Gold to Bitcoin. This is gold paired against Bitcoin. It just hit 0.05. That would be 5 million Satoshis, 1 ounce of gold. And this chart implies that it is going to continue to outperform Bitcoin. Probably put a line in here. You know, maybe 2 of them, one for the candle close, one for the wick. Lock them. Probably put another one here. You can chart any asset you want against any asset you want. Trading pairs, learn how they work. But if gold was going to make an 88.6% retrace on the fib in 886, it would be confluent with the line I just drew. And it would basically be 1/10 of a Bitcoin, 1 ounce. It's going to take some time if it was to get there, because this is the weekly chart. Every single candle represents 1 week of price action. Start breaking the 200. It's on like Donkey Kong. Massive momentum shift. Like I said, if you learn how to chart, you can pair gold against Bitcoin and you find the same patterns you would on any other asset against the dollar. It doesn't matter. These patterns are the same. And you have a slight momentum shift, a low, a lower low, a higher low. And then it starts to go. You go to the daily. I mean, you look at these 2 swing lows from 2021, major swing lows, like bottom low. And then you violate it, spring, back test, buyers waiting patiently. Been patiently waiting for a track to explode on. Could get a pullback to the 200. We don't know what's going to happen. Bitcoin is volatile. The metals are volatile. Yeah, we're just going to watch this. I got an alert above. I got an alert below at 4444. 4,444,000 Satoshis. I'm actually going to edit that to 4,444,444 Satoshis. Oh my God, who cares? Silver to Bitcoin. Same idea. Can't make it up. Got your low, your lower low, your higher lows. Didn't really have a perfect back test like gold to Bitcoin, but unless there's some action on the left, nope. Here's your weekly, an 886. I guess it could be kind of confluent with this low here. But we're going to see what happens, and this is a possible massive double bottom. It is implying that silver is going to continue to outperform Bitcoin. I mean, your measured move. How do you get a measured move of a possible double bottom? And by the way, it is not a confirmed double bottom until it breaks the neckline, retests, and goes. Until then, and only then, is it possible. In order to get a measured move, you go from the neckline. It's not a clear bottom. They're not the same, but you know, it's not perfect. You would go from the breakout of the neckline. Well, look at that. Well, look at what we have here. I mean, TA Tetris is what we call this. Let's see how that plays out. Right here. Put an alert. I just heard a bang. Let me make sure everybody's okay. All right. we move on. We're going to put in measured move. See what happens. We're going to be here, God willing. But it's confluent with price action from history. This is the weekly. It would take some time. Metals, metals, metals. Nickel futures. I mean, you have to expect upside from this. It just looks like a major bottom. I have alerts. Why does this always default? This is on major breakout watch. Nickel futures are on major breakout watch. If you can see what previous price history tells us just by looking, that's it. We break this level, which we've already done, and ran into the 200 moving average. Pretty violent move. Pretty violent move. Pretty violent move. Eventually, the supply in this area is going to get eaten up, chewed, and spit out. In my analysis, IMA, we're waiting to break the 200. You break the 200, probably want to wait for a retest, but retests don't always happen when the market is strong, when the demand is strong, when the greed is strong. All you had was fear, 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 and then they were fighting, and now I think it's going to get interesting. I think these have to go way higher to create the greed, euphoria. I mean, gold, it's already there. Nickel, cool. Now, let's go to a stock that I really like, long-term, PLG. On the monthly, I mean, this is like some Sidney Dean shit. I'm just going to leave it up there. Just going to leave it up there. 1700. If platinum decides to go, Platinum Group Metals is putting in a technical bottom on the monthly. Boom. Boom. Now this thing has been way higher. There are people on Twitter, very, very few people on Twitter that like TA that are calling for this to be a 10, 20x in a long period of time. I don't know what's going to happen, but as a technical analyst, a chat guy, this thing is primed for higher prices in time. Dollar cost average. Here's the 3-day chart. Rounded bottoms pay the bills. It's what my old mentor used to say. It's not perfect. It'll never be perfect. If this thing made an 886, it's pretty much confluent with your 575, which is an old swing high from January 2018. PLG. Dollar cost average. You never know what's going to happen. You should only risk what you can afford to lose. I am not a financial advisor, honestly, nor do I want to be one. If it was easy, everybody would do it. It's your risk tolerance and yours only. However, Look at this range. High, low, high, low, high, low. Break, low, high. Partial decline maybe. 70 something % chance of a major breakout. Well, there you go. Okay. Then you come back in. High, low, high, low, high, low. High. Partial decline maybe. We don't know until it happens. But we're going to leave it up there. Some Sidney Dean. Does Sidney Dean live here? Anyway, ERMAY, I found when I was looking for other stocks to gain exposure to metals too, and you look on the weekly, it showed the infamous back in the house once again. 3 rising valleys, hidden bullish divergence. The middle on the right. Pointing away from each other is hidden bullish divergence. It is implying a continuation. You see it? Making higher lows, lower low, right there. Learn these. Third valley, reclaiming an old support. It's gone. Broke that 200 weekly. I mean, in time, you would think this is going way higher, along with the metals. Metals must go first. This will follow. Veil was another one. In my analysis, these are going higher. BHP, major breakout watch. I mean, the time to get into these was in 2020, but they're on major breakout watch. KGC. Price discovery. Upside targets. 70, 50. Put an alert at 40. See what happens. I am gold. I mean, metals pullbacks are made for buying right now. Has been. But what does this kind of remind you of? PLG? Just that section right there. Kinda, sorta. No, maybe, yeah. Anyway, there's your metals. I gotta go clean up some snow. I just wanted to get this update out to you guys. I appreciate you finding value in my analysis. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for putting up with me. I love y'all motherfuckers. Get that fucking money. And I hope you have a great, peaceful day. Peace, love, and llama, baby.